So, we have 5 red lights, and it was such a quick release of the lights that I was caught unawares, and I had a really slow getaway, so you can see that all the cars ahead just went flying off into the distance. And oh, you had some contact there, but it was all okay. And that was on board with me. Everyone was really close in proximity, and I was going for an overtake on this Force India, and oh, and then I went up the inside. There was someone flying off there. Oh, it's a Haas. Oh, and he's out. What happened there? Oh, he just got clipped by the McLaren. Then off into the wall he goes, Grosjean. So let's see onboard the start with Grosjean. So starting P9, just ahead of me. You can see me getting off slowly there. Grosjean is on the outside, so he's just going cautiously, tiptoeing into turn 1, and then finds himself on the inside. 2 Force Indias coming to contact. And then he got me out of nowhere, barging him out of the way. So he ran a bit wide, and then the McLaren went off his inside. Obviously the McLaren Honda being slow on the straight, and then he went for a little dummy there, and then ended up in the wall. Unlucky for him, and that's all he could do. So we ride on board with myself. And oh, there's another accident there. Accident to the left, accident to the right, and it seems I was side by side with Felipe Massa, then went turning in. And yeah, just a bit of a racing incident there. All Massa does is wait, then he reverses back on. Let's have one more look at that. Or should we ride on board? Let's ride on board with Massa from the start. So Massa actually started behind Grosjean, and yeah, not really much to do. Everyone's going 4 abreast. Then we have Massa up the inside of Force Indias. Then there's a little slide. Then here we come onto the straight. And I think there might be yellow flags, so watch the boxes. Because I went steaming up the inside, and then you can see green flag to the left there. To the left of the screen it's a green flag, so it must have been that I overtook him on the yellow flags. Then I'd let him through, and then tried to take the position back, and just clipped him, and round Massa went. Yeah, not much that can be done there, as Massa now tries to get back on track to recover. See what the damage is like. Not much damage, if any. No missing end plates. So I was just a bit unlucky to get caught up in a incident there. And now you can see by this point I've already gained a big advantage on the Force Indias behind. And yeah, we have not many battles going on down the straight. And yeah, this was just... yeah, we're all trundling around really slowly because of the wet conditions on dry tyres. That was that. So there wasn't much I could do. I was really pushing at this point, pushing the Toro Rosso to its limits to keep up with the top teams. Yeah, the gap to the Red Bulls, it was coming down to here, but once we hit the straight, they got away because I was so bad at this particular corner. I was always feathering the throttle, just getting it wrong. So it wasn't much overtaking going on. Just everyone following each other closely. And Massa was catching up as well. As we now have, I don't even know who this is. We have a Sauber going up the inside of Stoffel Van Dorn. And he's not going to be too happy about that, but then he locks up, goes really slowly. And Van Dorn is going to be fuming at the wheel there. I think it might be Ericsson. Oh no, it was Pascal Wehrlein. And now Van Dorn is defending from Ericsson. And his race just going from bad to worse. I'm not sure if we've got a car that's run off there, no. So Van Dorn now running quite near the back, and Massa's catching them up. Let's ride on board with me in the Toro Rosso. Just trying to put pressure on these Red Bulls ahead, but I just could not get within that 1 second. Even though there wasn't DRS at this point. Wasn't close enough for DRS. Actually, I think there was DRS at this point because dry tyres. But I just couldn't. This corner as well, I was always messing up. Because the AI do this corner so perfectly. Then the rest of the track, I was pretty good. As up front we have Vettel trying to put pressure on Hamilton for the lead. They were all taking pretty strange racing lines there. Yeah, it was just really slow, to be honest, at the beginning of this race. I think now we're at the maybe at the pit stops phase of this race. Or maybe not. You can see Ricciardo had DRS on Verstappen, but there just wasn't enough overspeed. Not enough Azerbaijan, I guess, for a long straight. No. The straight's pretty long, but not long enough, it seems, to make an overtake, and yeah, that was that. Bottas was just chilling on his own. Oh, maybe not. Actually, this one, the top four got very close to each other right at the end of the first stint. Oh, as Van Dorn finally pits after, oh, Alonso actually makes his first pit stop. So yeah, that's probably why he set the fastest lap. That's 1 point in the race. Now the front runners are going to be coming in. The Ferrari's going side by side. Who's going to pit? Vettel defending from Raikkonen, and I don't even know which one came into pit. As Hamilton and Vettel make their pit stops. Ricciardo also pits, and I'm pit myself. So let's see, it's going to be a battle of pit stops between Red Bull and Toro Rosso. As Ricciardo comes in, as I go past. Force India comes in as well. Now we come out on our fresh soft tyres. So this lap was important if we wanted to overtake the second Red Bull, which was Verstappen. As we chased after Pascal Wehrlein in the Sauber up ahead. And at this point I think the dirty air from Pascal Wehrlein's car was just hitting us. I was making a few mistakes. It was right here where we got really close in the braking zone. But then my worst corner came up. I tried to go for a shorter line, a tighter line, but it didn't work so well. And now we go side by side before the DRS activation and make the pass. And we've cleanly got ahead of Pascal Wehrlein, who was in the Sauber. Now he's probably just going to come into pit as expected, and so is Kvyat. Oh no, Kvyat managed to find himself behind Wehrlein. Well, that's interesting. As Verstappen had come out the pits well ahead of us. And then it was at this point that I realised I wasn't going to catch the Red Bulls, because as the track dried up, the Red Bull really came into its own. So it was just a question of staying ahead of Magnussen. Something's happened to the other Force India. Let's go back and have a look. I don't know what happened. Just suffered a retirement, I guess. So Magnussen was 7th or 8th. Palmer was in 9th. Ocon was 10th, and under pressure from Felipe Massa, who somehow has managed to make his way through the field. I don't know how Massa managed to, after his early incident, he's already back into P11. But he's really putting Ocon under pressure now. So hard to follow on this track. And Kvyat needs to get up the field as well to help us in the constructors. And we've got back on board with Massa as he tries to get past Ocon. Oh, as Ocon gets a bit sideways there. Massa's going to have the overspeed, the Mercedes engine in the back as well. And all Ocon can do is watch as Massa goes to the outside. Is he going to manage to brake later? Tries to go around the outside. But it's not happening for him. Oh, he's going to have to bide his time. Slipstream effects on this game were a lot weaker as well. So you can see he's pulling towards the end of the straight, but it's just not enough. He needs to make the overtake on the main straight. Meanwhile, Kvyat's managed to get past the Sauber of Pascal Wehrlein. So Massa battling for points with Ocon. Just the final point. Oh, he's going to have to set up this overtake really nicely. And Ocon goes sideways again. Is he going to go to the inside? He's got the inside line this time. And he opens up the DRS. And this time he's well ahead for the braking zone. Now you can go and chase after Jolyon Palmer in the Renault. As we have a random aeroplane that just has to go overhead. Let's see. Trying to find this airplane. And it's gone. What do you know? Because we get back to us, the Toro Rosso. Oh, take a bit of a wide line there. Get right off the track. Using all the track we can. As we climb up to 180 miles an hour. The 190 now. And we top out 196 miles an hour before braking heavily into the corner. And up in front we have Vettel still trying to put pressure on Hamilton. But can't quite find the extra speed he needs. Hamilton very successful in the Chinese Grand Prix. Apart from when he binned it in the gravel in 07. Now he's got his teammate Raikkonen right behind him as well. Oh, and he retires! Out of nowhere, Sebastian Vettel just retires. And that's going to promote the Red Bulls into P4 and 5. And myself, P6. All of a sudden, Hamilton's race looking a lot easier. And Mercedes will be licking their lips at another Ferrari catastrophe. So this career mode, emulating real life almost in a sense. Yeah. The Red Bulls fighting really closely. Ferrari messing everything up. And I say the Red Bulls fight really closely. They did used to fight really closely before Ricciardo left. But yeah, that's flipped this race on its head. Now for the reverse grid race that we got coming up. Vettel's gonna be starting almost on pole position or front row. So that's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, these guys are going to be at the back. I'm going to be quite near the back as well. All to come in the next race. So now we enter the final lap. Following Lewis Hamilton, who's led this whole race, got the pole position. A Lewis Hamilton performance on the Lewis Hamilton track, Shanghai, China. And Raikkonen can't really do much to take this win away from him. Just try to bring the Ferrari home while Vettel makes mistakes. which once again emulates real life. Vettel having all the bad luck, making the mistakes, and Raikkonen just coming home in an average position for a Ferrari driver, but still doing the job. And trying to put Hamilton under pressure. Let's see the straight line speeds. 170 on both. Mercedes topping out about 190, 198 miles an hour. Yeah, they're doing about the same speed. Now we come around the final few corners. Lewis Hamilton is going to win the Chinese Grand Prix. And he does it in style, the team celebrating. Lewis Hamilton victorious once again as the sun finally comes out. A bit late. We got Bottas in third, the two Red Bulls fourth and fifth. And myself running in the lonely sixth after Vettel retired. And that was that. So that's us around the final corner, weaving side to side, and P6 was where we finished in the end. And that's that. Thank you for watching. Here are the results: Hamilton first, Raikkonen second, Bottas third, myself sixth. Then Massa managed to get to P8, so he improved on his starting position after his terrible lap 1. And he was about over a second a lap faster than myself. But I think my consistency is what managed to keep me in P6. And there we have it. So in terms of driver standings, Hamilton leads, myself in 6th. Our rivals are Ricciardo and Magnussen just ahead and behind, and Mercedes waltzing away in the distance, 41 points to Red Bull's 22, and Ferrari after Vettel's dramatic retirement on the second penultimate lap, third, and Toro Rosso. We're best of the rest for now, but we're gonna have to look out for the Force Indias and Haas cars. Want to put us under pressure, and Renault as well had a terrible race, so we'll wait and see what happens there. But that's that for now. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.